Apple's about to change how a lot of people pay for their hardware, and it might be happening next week. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple is partnering with Klarna on a new program called the Apple Upgrade Program, launching in the US on Tuesday, July 28th. And it's a little bit bigger in scope, so here's how it works. Apple Upgrade lets you finance an iPhone, an iPad, a Mac, and Apple Watch models. iPhone and Apple Watches get a 24-month term, iPads and Macs get 36-month terms. During that term, you can pay the device off early if you want to, upgrade early to something newer, or just keep the device only once it's paid fully off. So, it's a lease that ends in ownership, just pretty standard stuff, if you wanted to, which is basically the same structure as the iPhone upgrade program, but now it just covers the whole lineup instead of just phones. Not everything will qualify though. The report says some of the lower priced devices are excluded, so the Apple Watch SE, the entry-level iPad, and the iPhone 16 and the MacBook Neo. And once the upgrade goes live, or once the Apple Upgrade program goes live, Apple stops taking new signups for the iPhone Upgrade program. So the one real downgrade compared to the old program is that Apple Upgrade apparently does not bundle Apple Care Plus. That was a genuinely good part of the old deal because you were getting the phone and the coverage rolled into one monthly number. Now that's on you to add it separately, and it's an extra inline item that you need to remember to price in. Now let's talk about why this is actually landing right now, because I don't think the timing of this is an accident. Apple just recently raised prices across a huge chunk of the lineup in June, hitting Macs, iPads, Apple TVs, and HomePods. And Apple One even went up in price just this week, and the iPhone 18 Pro is 2 months away, with pretty much everyone expecting it to cost a lot more than the model it replaces. When your hardware gets more expensive, the sticker starts doing damage to the point of sale. Spreading that sticker price out over 24 or 36 months is to kind of help people, from flinching away. That's the honest read here, and that makes a lot of sense. So because of the price hikes, now you can kind of pay for some of these things over time instead of taking that hit all at once. So who does this actually help? Well, if you're someone who upgrades your phone every year or two anyway, this is pretty straightforward and useful. You're going to buy the thing and predictably get a monthly payment with a clean upgrade path, and it's the easiest way to budget around that than dropping $1,200 in one go every year. The Mac and iPad side is where it gets a little bit more interesting to me, because a 36-month term on a MacBook Pro or an iPad Pro is a real option that didn't exist through Apple before in this form. So if you're a freelancer or a student and a $1,500 machine is the difference between working and not working, splitting that up is a legitimate tool and not really like a total trap. And this is same for those who'd rather do this than put it on a credit card and earn that credit card interest. So you get 36 months of no interest payments, and that could really help somebody who might be in a bind but really needs a machine to get work done or get their schoolwork done. The cons are real though, so financing makes expensive things feel cheap, and feeling cheap is exactly how people end up in a permanent upgrade cycle where they never actually own anything and there's always going to be a payment going out. If you're the kind of person who keeps an iPhone for 4 or 5 years, this program is not for you, and you should just try to buy the phone outright if you can. And the Apple Care Plus thing matters more than it sounds, because a cracked screen on a device you're still making payments on is going to be a bad month. The other big thing that's unknown here is cost. We don't have interest rate details yet. The iPhone upgrade program was 0%, and if Apple Upgrade is also 0%, then the math on this is very different than if Klarna decides to charge some real interest. That's the number that I'll be waiting to see what happens. My guess is, though, it's going to be some sort of zero interest for certain months, and then if you end up not paying it off during that time, then you might get the interest tacked on there. But yeah, I think this makes sense for people who just can't, unfortunately, take that huge hit. Maybe you need a Mac Studio for your budding business, and it's a lot, $5,000 or so. You'd rather just spread that out over 36 months. I get it. It makes sense for some people. It might not make sense for everyone, but the iPhone upgrade program was something that I used to do a long time ago, and it was cool because I upgraded every year. Now, I wouldn't really do that, but if you want to do that, then you have a clear path on how to do that, and you don't have to worry about it. It's pretty stress-free, and you don't have to deal with carriers, which is kind of nice. But this program opens up to a lot of other devices. So would love to hear from you in the comments down below. What are your thoughts? Is this something that you might take advantage of? Or maybe you're just considering not doing that? Again, I'm not a financial expert at all, so this isn't advice. This is just something that is out there for you, potentially coming this week, and you can take advantage of it if you want to. Let me know in the comments, and of course, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.